Good evening, everyone. Amuk ako'y kano dala ase. Ngasigi para dala ase. Part 4. Everyone. Amuk ako'y kano dala ase. Ngasigi para dala ase. Yes. Part 4, Unit 1. Si tamjingayda ngarang ako'y natawgiba root anido. Habitan revise tarongge kuidabida. Ko. Crime se hoi khangre ngarang fault or crime haibane na ko. So magi word sing do kana kana no. Ambo word criminology. Criminology hai ta the study of crime, criminals, law enforcement and punishment ko. Then we have next word decriminalize. To remove or reduce the criminal status of criminal oirambadaki criminal ki status lokthokpa adubu decriminalize haigre. Next incriminate hai targati to show evidence of involvement in a crime or a fault maran lei haibaki akoi proof piba ngamba ka adubu ne khone incriminate hairisi asidi line jam nuaire aina kana zo hong tokpa masagi hogi benu zo hong tokpa tare hana sona kan ka da tawreba andang na sona tawre masagi router leiba jaga da line yam nuaire aduna yam gyan ta na tapna taw yare. Next recrimination hai ta gadi amana amada akoi gi maran sinaba accused tong na budun natra recrimination. Then next root ta kana no prop ai ka ba proof natraga proof haibane ko. Excuse me, phone amla pai sige. Master. Oh. Tau ke haibira. Mane master to pubiro to login ba ama kata khapira mo. Mane ai akoy na amu pula ko. Lalu dia master itu tu problem ni. Pandai master. Tahu. Sorry for that. Prop hai target di proof natraga proof ko. Akoi lei honesty or integrity so high re. The first word of props kan anu ngang tam jam approbation. It's a formal approval ni ko high re ngang. Sisi revision tahu ni na sat tahu resi. Probate insang bra koi will lama iramba ka mi amana lairingai da aduga will du bu chumi amati lali haiba ki koi gi court ta no taw du di proof taw du woni kona probate ana hairise. Next probity hai da absolute honesty and uprightness thamoyam sengba pukchel sengba mi adubu koi da probity laiba haina kawe ko, right. Reprobate hai targadi yamna bad character oiba adubu good humor da hai tare mayamna khoi phagi tawboi na masi mi se pa yadrabni ka hai base koi reprobate na haine na khoi na ngarang tam khre aina correction tawning bo part ama yawra me aina ngarang gi video do ta matam da aina kitang soina han gi bai tare atha do madu kadai do antam da probate ta ya sigi probate se da ever since people have written wills, those wills have had to be proven genuine by a judge. Sagi mi amana will lama irame, ai ba will lama iram basi chumi na traga lali hai basi judge samana proof tawgani hai bane ba genuine oi de hai basi. But ai ngarang han ye madam da di mit thak pagi ra kaino judge samagi mamang da iga da bani hai na hai khi ba ko adu soi gre. Adui mohota akhoi iramiba will du chumi na tragal lali hai basi judge na decide tawgani hai bo ile rame ka maduga kasai gi i basi masik achumani haige hai taragadi witness and stamped by someone officially licensed to do so kogi officially licensed pairaba ko adugo mi amana saigi witness oigadabani magi mamangda igadabani amadi mana stamp tawadabani haibaneba not by a judge hai tare ado ingara hanbada khitang soigre judge sina kona irami badu chumbra lanbra haina decide tawgani haibaneba adu iu matamdadi officially licensed tawraba mi do aduna witness oigadabani haibaneba ko sine ina sum thokba thank you si quiz sitting around tawre matam laitre khoida let's go to nasigi kano dala si first root of the day graph ko si graph I get a graph I get a so guide right so grave comes from the Latin word meaning heavy weighty or serious gravity is of course what makes things heavy and without it there wouldn't be any life on earth since nothing would stay on earth at all. This doesn't stop us from yelling in outrage when the familiar laws of gravity cause something to drop to the floor and break. So grave hairiba root si kadai dagi lakpano haibu matamda khoi Latin word meaning heavy, weighty or serious haiba. Khoi gi arumba natraga yamna serious oiba adugumba sense da sinaba wahi neba grave haise ko. Gravity is a kind of Kanga Kaino, have a port among weight, Piriba, physics ki low to buni gravity high is a car. I do the number of Moraga, port ma'am, see my mapam the Lehelinia, Natragadi, gravity, Dragadi, Pires are high never, since nothing would stay on earth at all, Harris. Adubu, this doesn't stop. See, you know, Sagi, Mary Wood Corno, Hariber, by writers in Aqueda, just fagi in a some high bunny. अखोई खांगे बा पोट खुतिंग मा ग्रेविटी ना चिंगचन लगा थामिनी है बसे अदुम मोइना मा पोट सी अखोना ताहि मतमदा लाव बदि लेपते है बने अखोना टेबल दे पोरम लाव का ताहि मतमदा लाव इदना को अदुगी लाव दो अदुदी कुसु लेपते इवन दो अखोई फेमिलियर लॉस ऑफ ग्रेविटी दो खांगा गसो कइरोमा अखोई पोट अमा तारा काय मतमदा दी लाव बगी कनो दुदी लेपते सिने चना बिदि को अदुनी माना सम फागी तबई वाने दा सागी अखोइदा some funny manner the gravity is high one. I don't know it's called. Let's see the first word. First word see. Yes, grave. Grave. Graves requiring serious thought or concern, serious and formal in appearance or manner. Yamna serious ko adugumba khoi pakhatningai oiba adugumba akhoi namasi grave haiba word sinayeba ko example sentence the man hai say we realized that the situation was grave and that the slightest incident could spark all out war so akhoi khange habani situation to amtina serious oire amadi akhoi kitang soigiba kitang event ama thokpada ata mi mayam to loina ma khatnabagi chance ama lei habse akhoi khange habne so could spark all out war tholpai chance lei habi khange habne amtina serious oire kaigumba kitang soina matamda full scale war tholakpagi chance lei habse akhoi khange habne ko so context ta kai haire gravity has a familiar physical meaning but also a non-physical meaning, basically seriousness. Thus, something grave possesses gravity. You can refer to the gravity of a person's manner, though public figures today seem to have a lot less gravity than they used to have. So gravity has a physical law, pot mayamsi or touching ba adu natabida magi non-physical meaning of a labor. I do the kind of seriousness. I was never. I do put a grave way higher than Madu Yamna serious way, put a mani and a kangeva. Masia Koina, me and my manners, gravity, lay high targadi, Mazi, I'm the serious way, meaning and a kind of logo call. I do man high public figures, Hanadi, Yamna serious way of me call. I'm the grave way, my personality layer me, but today, how's it Moisi a lot less seem to have a lot less gravity than they used to have. Moisi Hanadi, public figure, leader, prime minister, president, sing say, yamna serious oibagi kanoma ulameba personality ma but hojiti unadre habaneba hojiti yamna fagi jogai tawba ada yamna light hearted oiba mi oina present tawi habanema. Or you can talk about a grave situation as in the example sentence. Example sentence is a high grade, grave or serious situation. But even though Shakespeare makes a pun on grave, when a dying character talks about being buried the next day, ask for me tomorrow and you shall find me a grave man. The word meaning hole for burying a body isn't actually related. Shakespeare is master of words master of the language ni na try English ki aduna mana grave haiba yamna serious oiba kano se a word se serious haiba word se mana pan namo sema me pan haibe athas kusuna te mai double meaning punba adugumba akoi word na traga sentence adu pan gawi mana sinara me grave se kanada of a dying character mi ama character ma mai play de yawa drama de yawa character ma siram daida mana hayhalle sumaina adudi kay hayale noalaga masi phumduine ko phumduini talks about being buried the next day haise mana kay hay shiriba miduna kay hay ask for me tomorrow hayengna na ai hakmatamda you shall find me a grave man haibadi nangna ai thiraga lakpa matamda nangna ai se yamna serious oiba mi ama oirani oina phangani haibaneba hiding indicate matang sida mana grave si double meaning ne puri se either serious man shirabne pra serious oire sine ko or asagi mabu phummi ba jaga se khoi mi phumam je grave ko in English ta aduna grave ta leiba mi oire ni sine so it can mean either of that aduna Shakespeare na play of words ta ure se da ko ada mana pannam sina ba grave sida either you can mean it as serious or the hole where he is buried ko mazi phumba mafam duneba aduna actually kasai magi kono do hole do min to traga su sai serious oba mi am oirani sirabni na ko adu min to ba oiraga su khoi da meaning do marom da pu hi ba yai haina mazi pan na kaurin ne ko anyways gravity have the kamna te gravity have the khoi yamna serious oba yamna tense oba hai tare ko adu gumba kono da sin ba context da sin ba wahi ni grave hai se ko yare this is the first word of grave, grave, Latin root grave. Next the word again see gravitas, gravitas. Great or very dignified seriousness. Seriousness or do never. I'm not serious about it. Although that machine I don't get the dignified over. Dignified I think dignified high target the when I am the limbs and in I way but puzzle ying but akhoi da pen ba adugum ba dignified oi ba kawi samna ba da a dignified personality hai ta ga di yamna lemba wangang thorak pa da fazaba selak pa charak pa da yamna lemjaningai oi ba se khoi dignified oi ba kawi ka generally akhoi gi head of the state sai ta re akhoi gi prime minister president moisi akhoi na function gum ba lak pa da yamna dignified oi ba presence ma lai na lawe ba so seriousness serious oi ba si kai gum ba phazara ba mong ta ra ba gravitas. So let's read the example sentence. The head of the committee never failed to carry herself with the gravitas she felt was appropriate to her office. So committee do we head to Nupini Madonna never failed to carry had he always carry Hainikon never failed to carry herself with the gravitas she felt was appropriate to her office. Magi office mana pai ba position duga chana ba kano do gravitas seriousness to ma adum puraga chatli adum utli haibane never failed to carry always carry herself haibane mana chatpagi mong adai tawai mong se always asagi office to ga chana ba lemjaningai oi ba seriousness to yauraga chatli haibane right. This word comes to us straight from Latin. Among the Romans, gravitas was thought to be essential to the character and functions of any adult male in authority. So, Thai matamda Romans ki matamda gravitas habasi amna takata ba character ki essential oiba part amani haina laurameba aduga akoi authority da leiba mi amagi di especially nupa gi di ko masi tawdaba yadaba koigi pudaba yadaba kanoni gunni ana launarame gravitas have the dignified seriousness ko. Even the head of a household or a low-level official would strive for this important quality. We use gravitas today to identify the same solemn dignity in men and women, but it seems to come easier in those who are over 60, slow-moving, and a bit overweight. See, kanoni, it's a bit sarcastic kanoni. Mana authors in the scene say, mana hiring ngasagi head of the household or ngasagi even low-level official about the important qualities, seriousness ki qualities, puna bohonai hai baneba. Adu ngasi di nupa na traga nupi da sigi kanosi phangna bohonai. See qualities yaw brani yeng karam yaw dresini ma hai jau ki world di karam mi da yaw ge ha matam da si serious ba lagi yamna phajaba sa say 60 hela ba the masara leng ba yam nam dra ba chaw ba overweight oi ba mi sing da khak u ba na ta na naha da di ka u dress ba gunjis it's a joke ni se ma sarcasm oina khitang no to we one ka but we know that gravitas means cannot to bu du ne sai gi serious over the yamna phajaba mong da serious over adubune khoi head of the state ko khoi lebaga magi head na tawba gunni kai dune ko. Yeah, this is the second word for the day of the root kanano graph grav ko meaning seriousness natra. Now let's go to the third word, gravitate, to move or be drawn toward something, especially by natural tendency or as if by an invisible force. So, akhoi chingjan ba hai tare pot amada kariguma chingjan laga di madubu gravitate to bakawi. Gravity jo khoi na hai dana earth na ngasai mangonda magi kono da surface da leba pot chingjan ba gravity ko ida. Adu maina gravitate hai taraga di ngasai chingjan ba gi kono to akhoi verb to ni move to bodo adu buni mana gravitate na harise ko. Example sentence parasi on hot evenings the town social life gravitated towards the lakefront where you could stroll the long piers eating ice cream or dance at the old casino. So evening saraba evening da nasagi town dogi social life mi mayam se kadai de satke ha matam da boi chingjal le kadai de chingjali lakefront lake tugi khoi mamai da hai tare ko. Magi kano do ma pan chingjali where look at the way you could stroll the long piers size khoi una saba khoi yam sang ba lake to changchal laga saba una saba khoi kano di upana tharaga saba khoi adum structure ni adu nan walking macha macha pe ai hani ko stroll eating ice cream charaga chat pe ai or dance at the old casino mayam khange joshana bom the mayam bar leiba adu mazaga duni adu dance to gesu yai habne adu gi mafam du da mayam je loina mak chingjali habne mi mayam se ko so gravitated haise. So magi context ga hare to gravitate is to respond almost unconsciously to a force that works like gravity to draw things steadily to it as if by their own weight. So gravitate habase akhoi khangdabida akhoi bu chingjan ba haitare almost unconsciously ko by a force amna chingjan ba ko akhoi gravity na sai pot chingjali dana akhoi weight to le kana admain to dana gravitate hai sing sai force amna invisible force amna ko ja alda chingjan ba gum bane ko. Thus young people gravitate toward a role model. So akhoi naha singsina kana changjali kana da chingjali akhoi role model masak phajaba dagi matau tamning ba mi adugumba da chenjali adai manak nakshaningi ka. Moths gravitate to a flame. Moth hai si khoi tin makhala mani khoi gi mai da passion ba manipuri da word ama lai bani mairan bi hai ba kan hai bani khoi mai da chongjal laga adum sijaba do ai tare aduna gravitate the passion level ka chingjal level. A conversation might gravitate towards politics ka. Last politics and everyone at a party often gravitates to the bar. Party da wari chanaramba meeting da last the bar lo inchangi hai meo. What are you talking about? Alright, so gravitate at the kaidaba chingjan baga. Drawn toward by an invisible force. Aman chingjan by that the gravitate haise natra. Now let's come to the next word, aggravate. Aggravate hai tari kaino, to make an injury or problem more serious or severe, to annoy or bother. Kariguma problem ama asokpa oigera anaba oigera ko adu hana leiramba situation dagi hena fachalandaba worsen tohanba adubu kai kawi aggravate to kawi hena serious wen ba je hena phalandaba aide or me ma disturb to bo sa sisu aggravate to kawi ko. Example sentence da, she went back to the soccer team before the knee was completely healed, which naturally aggravated the injury. Mana naba phajingai da football team nu da changjalle sanaba yaure aduna kai daure masana dum hana ya naba do henjin gibani have, which naturally aggravated the injury have, completely healed tawdringai da mai makhudo completely healed tawdringai da mana soccer gi team du yaushalure sanaba yaushalure aduga hena sokchen gre have mai anaba. Since the grab root means basically weighty or serious, the original meaning of aggravate was to make more serious. A bad relationship with your parents can be aggravated by marrying someone who nobody likes, for example, or a touchy trade relationship between two countries can be aggravated by their inability to agree on climate change issues. So, example in the mana is anang dana my parents ka good relationship later, bad relationship later. Adi matang dana mana umapa mana yadava nupira nupara mupura era luhongni na. Adi jadi maban moina hana later relationship to amuke hena phaba oya roy have rewa amuke hena phachal roy have rewa. So aggravated the way have rewa. Alagi another example the mana kaya akoi country ani trade relationship to hana dai phatna da laire aduda climate change ki matang da mu yanadre adudi kai dorane amuke hena pharo ba mabani ki trade relationship to adudu ne tachi trade adi akoi yamna kaya ani tense oi ba ko akoi yamna smooth oi da ba adugumba relationship to hena phalaro ha ne kai da bodagi agree to bangam da bodagi climate change ki matang da ko aduna hena social gani ha ne. Depression can be aggravated by insomnia, and insomnia can be aggravated by depression. Depression naba ka khoi awaba warga da leiba mi ka adugo mi se insomnia na amka zo yana soksela lewa. Insomnia na kai no insomnia tumba yada ba an inability to sleep adubu ne insomnia hais tumba yada me na amu wakhan do amuka zo yana down jat khare wakan nuai jen tum da dagi tumba yaraktre nuala kadore khan bada yamsu tumba yadre adu mai to wakan do hena matha sare adu ne mai adagi insomnia can be aggravated by depression samane tumba yaganda mi do awa wakanam la am ken tum ya ro hinatra adu ni. But when most people use aggravate today, they employ its annoyance ko aduga sidi aggravate hai wise karam kanda sin agam tamda mi amana amada disturb tawba annoy tawba sawan ba tawrakanda ayam matamda sinare hanai phibam do soksalan bagi wa do aduga tongana ama leiraga haisine mai. As in, what really aggravates my dad is having to listen to that TV all day long ka sai paw ma hanjan sum par le stunning de na ko aduna ngasai akhuba je khwai sawal le je kaina no hai matamda asi TV se asi ta ba sini asi TV san san ta paw do samara pa ide NDTV de ko adu tani ang ten last da adai sawning e adu aggravate to wa sinye sine ma right. Okay, loire se da graph ki ko what are the four words antang yeng se what are the four words. Yes, grave. I'm too serious about grave. Yeah, I'm serious about the grave high grade, serious situation, grave situation, etc. Then gravitas high target the dignified seriousness. Serious about the lemjaning eye about Pazavo about president, prime minister, and the style. Do gravitas kawi and high record. Yeah, this is so. Then next, gravitate chingjan mado sai mairan bising do mai da chingjalaga tatpado aduni gravitate ka adai naha sing na role model do da pamjadana manakta chenjan bado adu ni gravitate chingjan ba ko then next aggravate karigumba injury na tra problem ama hana leramba situation du dagi hena worsen oenba hena phatlan daba adubu aggravate kawi ka or annoy to wudu aggravate tawi high gra. So these are the 4 words for the root grave, which means weighty or serious. Natra. Let's go to the next root, that is lev, lev. Lev comes from the Latin adjective levis, meaning light, and the verb levar, meaning to raise or lighten. So a lever is a bar used to lift something by means of leverage. A levitation is the magician's trick in which a body seems to rise into the air by itself. So lev hariba L-E-V harise karamba Latin word tagi lakpa no haima tam damase levis haiba word tagi lakpa ni meaning na kari light yang bado okay light ana bulb to nate ko sa light yang bakka heavy na tabado magi verb sina kanano haiba tam da lever haiba word tagi lakpa ni ko meaning to raise or lighten ko akoi gi thangat ba ko adu yang han ba sumbada sinawa lever haiba Latin word to dagi lev left haiba root se English ki root se la e have never lever levers ke do sinai lever si akoi gi science thain ta ma ko do sumaina leire ko ya han tham na right adu sida pot arumma ma tham na sona kan sai adu sumaina inkhat pa do ha sineba lever hai se ko adu ne ma a lever is a bar used to lift something ko akoi gi ngasai gi bar du lever ko wi adu gi process tu na leverage ko wi ko and pot arumma ma lera ga su ngasai gi lever du gi kano do sona kan injal lagati mai ngak na ba support to marak tu da nung du ma injal lagati sona kan da yam kan na push down to tra ga su dum pai khala idana ko adu gi sense tu ne ma hai se ko thagat idana lev sai to raise se do oi idana ko adai levitation hai se kai no ham dam da ngasai magicians ki trick ne wo akoi mi body je matom da koi support yaw da bida matom da pai khalan ba mai da magic da adu du ne wo mana ngasai gi levitation na hai ri se ko adu magician na to ba trick ne wo body do pai hala tham ba da nusit ta ga sina ga am yaw da ne adu du levitation hai kada ile la kono sa si watching sa lev left hai ba root se meaning to raise natraga to lighten natra sidagi lakpa ni hai bane okay let's see the first word of lev yes first word of lev say alleviate to lighten lessen or relieve especially physical or mental suffering sing asagi word am yaw gi do aggravate to adu opposite ki type ni ko akhoi gi mental suffering or physical suffering or awaba natraga anaba bu handan ba phagalan ba adu bu alleviate to ko we ko pain do handan ba do anaba do adu bu alleviate hai se ko example sentence ta cold compresses alleviated the pain of the physical injury, but only time could alleviate the effect of the insult. Yam phasai magi example sentence sing je aina rum pa ba si Mary wood cornok haiba nupi si ma si yam phasana ire si like se pa bam nuai ma hai se cold compresses anabado ko physical injury mina kin dele mai da ko naga anda sai ki akoi ki cold compresses hai targa di sponge amana aingba ising amada loop purga sumdoga compressor laga nasai mai do nambado phali sineba physical injury anabado alleviate toli anabado handali habne mai cold compresses to but only time could alleviate the effect of the insult nasai usittabo mi do kin dilamba je mana usitrinina thili mi da adugi anabado adugi insult to adudi matam khatana ꯀꯣꯛꯍꯟꯕ ꯉꯝꯒꯅꯤ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯐꯍꯟꯕ ꯉꯝꯒꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯃꯥ ꯑꯅꯥꯕ ꯐꯤꯖꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯑꯅꯥꯕꯗꯣ ꯐꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯑꯁ ꯑꯩꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯊꯤꯜꯂꯝꯕꯗꯣ ꯄꯦꯟꯗꯦꯗꯒ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯈꯨꯗꯛꯇ ꯐꯕ ꯉꯝꯃꯣꯏꯁꯤꯅꯦ ꯃꯥ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ only time could alleviate the effect of the insult ꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯇꯝꯅ ꯐꯍꯟꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯎꯁꯤꯠꯇꯕꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯁꯤꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯝꯗꯤ ꯅꯤꯡꯁꯤꯡꯉꯦ ꯑꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ next up physical pain or emotional anguish or water shortage or traffic congestion can all be alleviated by providing the appropriate remedy hai ta di solution ko aduna physical pain hakchang ya na bu oiro emotional anguish thamoi da sauning bu oiro or a water shortage sing phang da bu oiro or traffic congestion traffic jam thoktana congest to do adu oiro loina phagalan bai yai ba situation je by providing the appropriate remedy maga chanaba solution do piraga loina phagalan bai yai but some pain or anguish or shortage or congestion will remain adubu pura phan badi ngamoi habaneba to alleviate is not to cure akogi situation phagala le hai alleviate sina ko adubu pura hata cure tawdana completely solve tawbadi natte problem do okay alleviate is solving say 20% 30% of the problem but not 100% of the problem listen my eyes right okay ai sa hai ge to mur kana te da sadan da isma amai da da sa ye kai ba chaina khondi phagre aduga dak di le hore dak pham di le hore sima amai bane adu da ningja ko hai ta ma si ki example sentence da all right next story yes next word of lev left see elevation hai ta di khoi awang bada lai ba ko the height of a place natra the act or result of lifting or raising someone or something akogi kana gumba mu inghat piba thangat piba sibu akoina elevation kawe ba ko so let's read the example sentence her doctor is concerned about the elevation of her blood pressure since her last visit so ngasai nupi tu ki doctor do pakhat le hai ni ko concern ore worried ore kai you know magi blood pressure do nupi tu ki blood pressure do ha na man last time la ambadu da hangal ambadu da ma do concern ore pakhat le hai ne so elevation means hangalak pa adagi wangkhalak pa adubu ne ko when you are hiking you may be interested in knowing the highest elevation you will be reaching so chingkaba mayam chingkana ramgani when you are hiking hike to matam da aina khwaidi wangma mafam ji kadai da oigani haibase nang khangninge nang na sai gi hiking to matam da ko you are interested you may be interested in knowing hairika and the psychologists use the term mood elevation to mean improvement in a patient's depression waraga da legan ba mi amasa magi mood se phagalai haibasi psychologist na term am sineba mood elevation and some leg ailments require elevation of the limb aduga khong na ba khong ya na ba leiba mi sing se ailment ai da na ba hai ni ko leg ailments require elevation of the limb mai ma khong do thangat pam sang ye kai gumba ma khong da lei ana ba leiba mi sing se usually so that it's higher than the heart for part of its day so no magi matam da part ama hai ta ko no ma da matam kharadi asagi mai makhong do na mai heart yana wang ma change adu mai to ga treatment to ba kano lay process ma lay sineba so that is also kano ni elevation is nam ka elevation can also mean promotion or so koi thabak ta koi promotion ka ba elevation adum high thus a vice president may be elevated to president or a captain may be elevated to admiral so army ki su rank captain da ki major da ki adu ga la idna ko adu mai to da na koi ki asai ki adu gumba promotion ka matam da so koi na elevation haiba word cha si nei haibne so elevation of the limb mai ta ga da koi body da yaw ri ba khut amadi khong ka limb ka we adu body du na kai ka we torso ka we ka right so elevation is nothing asai awang ma da thangat pa ade awang ma mapham ma ka sibu akoina elevation ka Let's go to the next word. Yeah, cantilever. Cantilever go. Masih kitang ako na hana tenor to word way. Ay ibo da kitang sai gyan da na hapet look up to way ko. As cantilever has a long piece of wood or metal, etc., that sticks out from a wall to support something above it. Ako yung wall ama lay vertical wall ama lay vertical wall do da ki ako na gumba na traga yot gumba ma inforak pa hay tare. Adu ga kaino pot ama su support to adu bu cantilever ka way. Adu na nakana ma dadi makong yaw le dunia pa taw le dunia adu sona kan ye wall na traga ma na thole iba surface to na support to dunia ba sa ye thole iba magi horizontal structure do adu bu ne mana cantilever hai jaka. Say example sentence parts the house's deck supported by cantilevers jutted out dramatically over the rocky slope and looking over the edge made him dizzy. Akogi chingchep hai tare slope ko aduda sa yum du sa ka anda mana na sa yi yum du dagi akogi kano mayam thole akogi wooden structure mayam thole mathak tu da akogi nga sa yi cha thakpham gumba dagi mapan na ak pham na ba structure am sa re something like a balcony type ne ko adu da ga ti nga sa yi mi do adu da lai mi du na makha da ying da matam na ma makok ngaw re hai ne dizzy oi re je so like nga sa yi makha da kan ta support lai tram ne pra infora ne nga sa yi slope tu dagi adu na ma do pakhat le ano bola ko mi oi da pakhat ne yum du da hana le mi oi da pakhat ta sai ko deck hai ba sa yi ko yi yum du dagi infora ga sa ba structure mani ko aduna supported by cantilevers makha da sagi ma deck tu kana na khat kam tam da yum dei tholai ba sagi wooden or gera iron or gera tu gi horizontal structure tu without any vertical support outside the house ko adu du bu ne. So my context ka yana cantilevers hold up a surface or room without themselves being supported at the outer end. To ang sai do support like yan mo di mapanda. Many outdoor balconies are cantilevered and theater balconies may be as well. A cantilevered bridge may have a huge span as long as 1,800 feet built out on either side of a single large foundation pier. Akoy thong asang ba marak ta kam ta lei ta ba nakan da lei ba ko adu in a sense cantilever ni samjin na gi bai wa ne adu bridge so gi bai wa ne ko adu bo to ba theng nei hai ba ma ai. Architects sometimes use cantilevered construction to produce dramatic effects. Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water House, which extends out over a rocky river, is a famous example. But the Grand Canyon's skywalk has become perhaps the best known piece of cantilevered construction in America. So the sidamana maming chatpa structure ni hai cantilevered ding sa hai gre koi kano dagi yum du dagi na traga koi kano du dagi sagi structure du dagi tholakpa koi horizontal ba kano du ne na tra structure du ne ba without any vertical support yaw da bita tor le ba ta re ko koi mase kai thenar gyan dam da thaina mini friends na cinema hall am le mi da siti leima shopping plaza on gi ma yi balcony se makhagi rose da lei pham mi sing ji mathak te injal le adu ma di support am ta pi de khoi pakha le makha pham da ma si ke lo oidra kai adu gum structure du ne cantilever da ji balcony se injal na kane adu nakan da mai wall da bu fa ba ko adu ma ta kan pha ro de makha da gi pillar ke ka beam mam ta le ro de ne adu gum ba adu tam ba ya da kai ne makha da cinema hall gi mi ma am do makha gi kano man do koi rear kano man do pham mi ne ko adu thamba ya da ba tar si poster ni si Falling Water House amadi skywalk se ina sai download tor tham re mayam da ut ke na ko a pe yeng se yes yeah yong ne ma sai da rocky river am da river ne ose river ji mathak ji sajal le ne sai Frank Lloyd Wright ha ba adu ya architect tu na adu ma shi da pipe for a structure je se ma kha da support pi da video so nakan da budi ma gi ko da pi ko house lom sai tu da budi adu ne si Falling Water House ai se adu da mi sa ai se si ka sau thon gi je yeah right si river mathakta man sajalis adudagi amaduna kayaba skywalk ko Grand Canyon gi skywalk si osman pai thokra magi ka support na sona kan sai chi oidine sona kan da dik em ta support ai the na ko sidaga kana to ko ngau do bon na sidaga le pi mi glass kana floor ma le si mi nge yaw da mi di chat nam bai wa le de so kai ka wai some structure je cantilevered ka we have now right yare so hojiki dona skywalk ne an bagi dona falling water house and come yeah right so next word kai la levity hai tar kai no lack of appropriate seriousness piga da matang da yaw da ba ko asi lev lep se sai grav na root am yaw da du ga opposite am chana bai ta we ama dona serious ata wai dona ko sina seriousness yaw da ba adugumba sense ko adumba ma lai aduga hoi elevation gi da ta awang ba da thangat pa adu di tuan ba mo oire ko adu su kono ni gravity di chingjan bani na earth ta aduga kono da elevation ai na chingjan ba du against ne mata ten khali sina tra adumba gi sense ma di lai yeah so example sentence power say the Puritan elders tried to ban levity of all sorts from the community's meetings, but found it increasingly difficult to control the younger generation. Puritan, who is a Puritan? Puritan have sikanano. Puritan have sikanso nate akogi niyom da ngauzaba, rules da ngauzaba, akogi tradition da ngauzaba, adugumba misingse Puritan gawe. Akogi hanagi iramba thaina da tawra pani adu tawatabni modern kano si pam daba adumba se koina Puritanism hai ko. Pure hai kono purist kai do koi ma ya seng ba kono ngo le ba ta aduna Puritan follow the elders in the na levity try to ban levity de ko ke do re serious oi da ba koi charan na ba du ne ba adu thing na honara me from all sorts from the community meeting do matam da serious oi da ba charan na ba si yam kan na thing na honara me but found it increasingly difficult to control the younger generation. What generation do the rules and so they don't care about the Puritan attitude. So levity originally was thought to be a physical force exactly like gravity, but pulling in the opposite direction like the helium in a balloon. So levity has a hanadi kayan kanaram gam damda earth touching jambaduna gravity go earth gi opposite side touching doki baduna levity ni haina kanaram the force to like akoi helium ama balloon napsa laganda paikhali dana ko gravity against the adugumba force to moina amada levity na hainara mi have. As recently as the 19th century, scientists were still arguing about its existence. Today, levity refers only to lightness in manner. To stern believers of some religious faiths, levity is often regarded as almost sinful. But the word, like its synonym frivolity, now has an old-fashioned ring to it and is usually used only half seriously. So, hanadi levity to say opposite force against gravity to hiram bani, but today recently the hojikan di adu min tawdre levity hai taraga di akogi serious oidaba yamna light oiba manner ka akogi joker ga yamna tawgan ba joke ka tawba dagi harau nuai lai thokpa serious oidaba manner do adu oina khangnare habne aduga masi akogi religion khara gi thajaba dadi ko masi pap ne na zu launai ba yamna light oina leiba mawa laudaba se ko is regarded almost sinful hai se ko aduga magi synonym ama lei frivolity na ko masi old fashion oire mabani se aduga masi akoina yamna serious oiba mong da sina de hai bane ko right so levity kayaba koi serious oidaba yamna light hearted oiba ko aduni adwana hai tare levity is okay quiz 104 la yeah 104 na pagadab dina te mase quiz 14 hai gadam unit 1 gi quiz 4 hai gane na tra 4 of 1 hai diya ba okay ye mase fill in the blank with the correct letter sa column puthora kya asi di green ma chu da wise red min nam nai yeah how to see number 1 even the smallest motion would dash the pain in his shoulder. Kitang leng bawa da na ba henjan gani hai dune mai se. Hana na le ba ta de. Adu di sa ke ha re henjan ba da. Aggravate yes. Aggravate D. Ya ka. Dagi she hesitated to step onto the balcony which was supported by a single masagi kano the balcony do single kano mana support to wi hai dune ba masai vertical horizontal structure mana sona kan side ama khatang da pha ba adu di kai daura cantilever yes cantilever yeah ka right something cuts here. Next number 3 at their father's funeral they showed the same solemn at which they had often laughed during his lifetime ka moi yam nuai na harau na leibinaram bare ba sai mapa du lei ga dari mapa du lei chakan da kai daure yam na serious oi ba mong da moi na mapa gi funeral do yawi hai du ne ba atu gi lemjani ngai oi ba seriousness to kari ko ke ba na kani gravitas yes 4 to relieve the swelling sai pom khadi do handana ba the doctor recommended dash of her legs several times a day sa hai ba khong na kan da khong do na hat gi hena wang na thamba ma changi no mada matam ghadi ha ba do adu di thangat pa di kai tare elevation natra 8 star so my god then number 5 attracted magically by the music all animals and natural objects would dash toward the sound of the obvious lyre. Lyre is a musical instrument. Koi smana tor tang tang a singbo mai dane. Atum badu ne ko. Adu ki sound do ta bada ko magically gamen ta da bida. Asai ki animals da ki natural objects me am da. Loin chingjan gre hai du ne asai sound do da. Ko adu di kai tare gravitate natra. Chingjan bado gravitate. Yeah. Next, with the two armies, number 6, with the two armies moving toward the border, they knew the situation was tense. Tense was grave. Yeah. Yes. 7, the neighboring nations organized an airlift of supplies to dash the suffering caused by the drought. Nung ta da badagi awaba thopado phagatnaba neighboring countries na airlift tawi habne supplies man do ado phagatnaba habase anaba ma phagalan base kai kawi alleviate yawre ho yes yawi alleviate right either like last ki se the board meeting ended in an unusual mood of dash when a man in a gorilla suit burst in. Meeting do ti serious in torom bareba. Loyam dai do the meme chenjale gorilla gi mai suit ama uppa mayang kwai do ni. serious ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯍꯔꯥꯎꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯅꯣꯛꯀꯗ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯅꯣꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯔꯦ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯠ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯗꯣ ꯀꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯉꯁꯥꯏ ꯂꯦꯕꯤꯇꯤ ꯑꯅ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯒꯦꯗꯥꯏ ꯌꯦꯁ ꯖꯤ ꯂꯩꯗꯣ ꯂꯦꯕꯤꯇꯤ ꯁꯤꯔꯤꯌꯁ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯕ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯍꯔꯥꯎ ꯇꯌꯥꯝꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯨꯠꯇ ꯂꯣꯏꯁꯤꯜꯂꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯌꯥꯔꯦ ꯁꯤꯗꯀꯣ ꯖꯤꯗ ꯑꯣꯀꯦ ꯅꯥꯎ next quiz ꯇꯧꯔꯁꯤ sina A nidana ko 1-4 gi A ni let's go to 1-4 B match the word on the left to the correct definition on the right sai left the piribo word si right ki kono definition sing siga match to haibani singa sai phajana video je hawle loi bo taw me di khadi khangma ngani aina khale ko let's see ngasi levity serious oidabado lack of seriousness yara 1 number 2 gravitas solemn dignity solemn hai targati akoi seriousness oibaduni dignity hai tadi yam lemjaningai oiba yengba nungai ba adumbaduni so solemn dignity dignified seriousness ha so yare ka samare so number 2 the grave the situation tense oibado serious oibado yes and then number 4 the alleviate anaba ma phagalan ba ko adi kai tare relief se ojini natra phagalan ba relief yes then elevation thangat pa elevation thangat pa raising yes raising correct then 6 the kailere cantilever congress beam ni karamba beam akoi nakana ma thaktang dai paithor pa beam do natra support beam yes 7 then 8 the gravitate chingjan bado force invisible force na chingjan bai type ta ko gravitate yara andagi version chi yaudro okay aggravate chi version na ga dam number 6 congress thank you sida lower right so nasigi class lower sida we have learned 2 roots and 4 words of it that is totally 8 words ka in total we have learned 8 words so nahandagi part 1 dagi part 4 about the word kya tha 8 into 4 we have learned 32 words ka ado sida root ki tambal oire unit 1 sida mathang da kai lakani ha matam da khoi words for mythology and history na khoi mythology thaina gi wari ko especially khoi dina track greek mythology gumba adu gumba kano da gi laphol po ga doini adumba word oi doini ko adu tamgani adu matung da review exercise na taw me am do adu gi complete oiba quiz samam taw ga doini ko sida loire kano ngasi gi class loire yam nungaire kanano join to birai do thank you very much do ai kanam ta di haizo ke akhoi gi di view yam ba yam da ba ko masi ai gi di taseng na kano ne hai tare pekha gi da makta vocabulary do wa ba english grammar do wa ba ade english reading comprehension do wa ba adugumba kano ki satra sing amati koi competitive exam thariba mi singi damakta semjabani aduna aigi video si adum laigani always on my kapa study center and library channel da dum thambani aduga mi tuna object live te yang hodraga su hayeng wai mana video ma pa ma kuma tam da maning halaga mamangi word sing zuma loina mak learn to wa yagane ko aduni gi em se aduna mayam khoi tambiningba ado english ki word ta phajana khangdaba sonba leragadi haibiyo smaina channel ama laibani sidagi akhoi gi sagi word sing do koina tamba yagani na ko aduga english grammar su tawgani unit 1 je loisala matungda then atopa kano amam aina takani english grammar orgera natraga reading comprehension orgera amuk takani then amuk halakani sida unit 2 da ko adumaina adum takadoribani aduga mi amana hawbudagi ngasagi sigi kano sida Merriam Webster ki like se pulapna unit kano lay unit 30 lay ko ado unit ama all loi jibneba part 4 se part 5 tana ngasai gi word from the history and mythology da oirani ko ado review exercise to numitu da option grep pare ado unit among da sang du si yam drab da ko sang du ne kano di sang du ne kai unit among da sang du se 5 classes di 5 videos di sang du ne pungomom sang ba du su ado na pulam na unit kya lagi ngasi sila exida ko yes sida yengase pulamna laise unit 13 ne aduna unit 30 oibanina unit on the yam da class manga change khalase video manga ko adudi pung manga ne aduna mana mi amana kai gomba video loimak si yeng ko matam da mana yeng dori ba total number of hours 150 hours ne it's a lot of time yam tida sa gano ne yam ro matam ne ado 150 hours yenga agati my vocabulary do kamai ling moi dino sine na hiding is sai ye apna like pa bane na para ga sai word mayam do akoina matam di am thada da bi da ko pung ma ni da sai heavily word chamchani phana hona re khangbo ma le ko and then after a few days matu da loi call kai you know the necessary time do pi da bo ne adu bu sida kai gomba mana yam loyal loina sai video sing je tamna one by one yenga ga 150 hours piragati word sing je mana kaw ge sunga moy stick to le in my mind because he has given the due time the ma pirabani na ko aduna aina hajening badi koi vocabulary ta se na develop tawning boy ta ga di video sing si any random de yenga su kai de adu phabagi ti part 1 dagi tamna mathang aina yeng dabirau aduga no mada natraga hapta amda video sing jalo yeng ge sung no moi ko warakani minina aduna phabageti live class natraga su nungala ga weragera natraga khara thengdara ga wegera no mo gi video sa yeng tho amma adu ita ga di sa yining jang bada yamna mateng oigani hai ta se gi kanone humble kanone advice mak natrasu suggestion ne hai ta ko ko gi competitive exam bank ki oiro natraga SSC ki CGL oiro hona biriba satra sinda ita okay adu haraga loshalasi koi kono se thank you very much ka masi ano loshale akoi part 4 loshale line jam nuaire si manung chang padagi ngarang di line ju am nuai tabani thank you all good night okay bye bye